Please join me in welcoming Lubna Bouza, Editor-in-Chief, Sky News, Arabia.
Good morning, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to you. We will be having a conversation on fashion this time. It's going to be fun. Fashion industry represents an important part of our economies with a value around $2.5 trillion and employing 75 million worldwide. However, fast fashion comes at a shocking environmental and social cost. While the impact of the fashion industry in terms of pollution, water use, carbon emissions, human rights, and gender inequality are increasing, the need for a shift to sustainable fashion is evident. Who is better to discuss this with us, fashion and sustainability, than Her Highness Noura bint Faisal Al Saud, the General Manager at Fashion Commission here at the Kingdom. Please join me in welcoming Princess Noura on stage. Hi. Please. It's very wonderful to have you with us. Thank you very much.
You too. Thank you, Lubna. Thank you so much, and good morning, everyone.
So, Princess Noura, we were just discussing about the industry of fashion. The global fashion industry is set to grow to 40 billion over the next 4 years. Tell me more about what you're doing to develop this industry, this sector here in the Kingdom.
Absolutely. I mean, Vision 2030 is the foundation of why we're all here. And with the Ministry of Culture and economic diversification towards cultural sectors such as fashion, fashion contributes heavily to this industry and to the future of Vision 2030. At the Fashion Commission, we have taken our time for 2020 to work on our strategy. But this year, it's all about working on projects and implementation and how we are supporting the industry in Saudi Arabia to grow. Our role is to really put the foundations when it comes to regulations and framework in order for the industry to grow, to enable local talent, to also encourage investments. And we mostly do many activations that enable this industry. So for example, we have many projects lined up, and I'll talk about them later. But one of the key initiatives that we've started even earlier than the Commission established was Fashion Futures. It started in 2019, and it's carrying on this year, and we have the second version in December with a launch of the digital platform that happened in June. And I invite everyone here to come join us in December to carry out the conversation of sustainability, innovation, entrepreneurship, and culture.
Am I invited?
Of course.
I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna be wearing something environmentally friendly. Your Highness, if I am to ask you about 3 things, 3 goals, 3 targets you have in mind to achieve over the course of the coming 5 years, what would be?
So the Commission is working throughout the value chain. We're not just focusing on one element of fashion, let's say design. We're focusing on the full value chain, from manufacturing to product development, and sustainability is a main factor within all the value chain. So we have many projects lined up to enable the talents to grow, from mentorship to events that would create that awareness, to programs related to product development. We're even creating amazing opportunities for the industry to have the full service around them. So we don't want to just focus on them being enabled from a business side or from a design side, but also looking at the full value chain. How can the Commission contribute to enabling the industry throughout the full value chain? And that's the main focus. We have many projects lined up, like Saudi 100 brands, for example. We started Saudi 100 brands earlier this year, and we received 1,400 applications.
Wow.
100 were selected. Obviously, the rest will not be ignored. We do have other projects that are lined up to support the others that didn't get into the 100 brand. But the 100 brand program is focused on the business side of fashion. So how can the existing brands grow their businesses and how could they become sustainable? Sustainability is not just about the material only. It's about the business model, their plans, how could they see themselves, how could they survive 50, 100 years from now. And that's the whole objective. So we're really supporting them. There were many touching stories that I could share, and I'll share
Please.
one of them. We had people from all different regions in Saudi, different age groups. We had someone at the age of 74 apply. 74.
Wow.
Apply to the program. She has an inspiring story. She has never given up. She has fought. She has fought, and she believes in fashion.
Okay.
And today, the government is giving her an opportunity for her to succeed locally and globally. So stories like this push me and push the team, push us to give more, because it's never too late.
Absolutely, yes. What fashion she does?
She does bridal.
Wow.
Yes, and
Wow.
at
74.
At
Wow,
74, and she's a wonderful woman. I mean, her story is just so inspiring of how she really fought to prove that she is capable, and she never gave up, and she's still here, she's still standing.
Amazing. This is a very inspiring story. Your Highness, if there's one thing I feel is the passion you have.
Yes.
So let me ask you one thing. Where do you get your, or where you draw your strength from?
My team, of course. I mean, honestly, without the team and the support and the hard work that they're putting into day and night, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't feel like, there's people that believe in the same vision and mission. And of course, the leadership of the ministry, they have given all support that we need to achieve. Nothing's impossible, and the people of Saudi in the interest of fashion and how their minds are shifting, and trying to be aware of what the global trends are. I mean, this encourages me and the team and the whole ministry to push forward and really make things happen for them.
One trend everywhere. Everyone is talking about moving to sustainable fashion. Tell me more about what you do in that space.
Absolutely. So the Fashion Commission's mandate is about sustainability. So it's really embedded across all our projects, across the whole value chain. The struggle is how are brands generating revenue with less products produced? Now, this is the major challenge for them, because ultimately, more products produced and sold means that there's waste. So this is the challenge, and this is where a lot of brands are focusing on sustainable business models and how could they contribute to this understanding. Of course, innovation takes time. There's areas of innovation that are moving forward in fashion. There are others that are taking time just because the foundations are not there. But this is how the Fashion Commission is working towards that, applying it to all our projects. One of the key things that I would love to invite everyone to is an activation that's happening during Fashion Futures in December. It's the first that it's happening ever in the kingdom, which is the swap activation. So the swap vintage activation basically is the first of its kind in the kingdom. And the whole point is to create that awareness towards sustainability. How could we shift consumers' mindset to a more sustainable consumption? So we want people to consume more wisely, more sustainably. We want brands to understand also the value of having sustainability embedded into their brands. And I invite everyone to come and participate. So bring your items.
I'll make sure I join. And please bring your coat with you because I'm going to swap. I like it.
We'll swap. I'll take your jacket.
I'll be wearing a black one because I know that you don't like black, so I'll be the winner of that swap.
Perfect.
One more thing. Tell me about the future, the fashion futures that will be taking place in December.
Yes.
Tell me more about the conversation you're trying to put together on sustainability. It's amazing that the kingdom is trying to put structure to that so early on.
Absolutely.
Tell us more, elaborate more about
So the Fashion Futures, when Fashion Futures started in 2019, it started with the sustainability as a main topic, and it continued. And this year, it's about bringing also more global speakers and experts to talk about sustainability, innovation, entrepreneurship, and culture, and how we're formalizing this whole ecosystem for a more sustainable future. So the workshops we'll be conducting, the talks we'll be having are all going to be focused on sustainability, innovation, entrepreneurship, and diversity in culture. Because all of that together, combined together, is so important in order for us to look at the future of the industry in a more sustainable way.
Do you think that the mindset of the consumers is shifting towards more sustainable consumption, as you said? Really?
I mean, the first test of that will be in December, actually, and that's why we wanted to do the swap activation. I feel brands really are aware and really are trying to develop that within their brands, whether they're using sustainable fabrics.
But do we have enough initiatives, as you mentioned?
Absolutely. So the part of how can we have brands really focus on that is through the mentorship programs that we have. So we're really trying to push the brands to think more sustainably, right? To think about every single aspect of their businesses and how could that be more sustainable. Now, with these programs, with the outcomes of these projects, with the events that we're doing, that's how the awareness is going to be created. We are also engaging our social media as well to basically create messages out there to push forward for people to think very differently about how they consume.
Amazing.
But you should come see for yourself in December.
I will definitely do that. There is one thing that I can tell about the Saudi people here, that they really love fashion. And my next question will be, how do you see this industry evolving, going forward, with all this love and passion for the industry and for fashion?
So obviously, private sector plays a very key part in this. Obviously, without their contribution, without also them being aware of this important subject, we won't be able to push forward. We won't be able to have that awareness. So we have all the private sector engaged constantly with the Ministry of Culture, with the Fashion Commission, to talk about these subjects, to make sure that we're working towards projects that are hitting on these main important components.
How do you see the future of fashion worldwide? So many trends, so many changes.
Absolutely. We just need to be flexible and agile. I mean, if we're not agile, we won't be able to go with the trend. We won't be able to shift. We need to think globally. We need to make sure that we're constantly reading, constantly knowing what's happening. If we're not agile and we stick to you won't be able to move things around. So it's very important that we're all aware of what's happening and we're trying to act upon it. We're not just reading and just not doing anything. We're actually moving, creating, thinking of new ideas, thinking of new opportunities that would allow us to be on the global map.
What would be your starting point, your foundation, to go globally with the Saudi fashion?
So Saudi 100 Brands is heading towards there. So with international experts leading this mentorship program, they have experience and they've worked with LVMH Group, Valentino, Chanel. We are exporting Saudi fashion globally because these experts are now aware of what Saudi fashion is all about. We do have several activations that will allow these brands to position themselves globally. So we will start with locally with an exhibition that's happening in December as well during Fashion Futures, leading on to many activations that are going to basically lead them to be recognized globally and positioned globally.
Thank you very much. So I invite everyone to make sure that we attend the Fashion Futures in December.
Yes, December 10th and 11th.
And I thank you very much.
Thank you
Your
so
Highness.
much, Lubna. Thank you.
What a beautiful conversation. I really enjoyed the chat. Thank you very much.
Thank
and I
you
wish
so
you all
much.
best of luck in
you.
everything you do. And hopefully, we will be here for more fashion events in the future.
Hopefully. Thank
Ladies
you
and
so
gentlemen,
much.
Her Excellency Princess Noura bint Faisal Al Saud.
Thank you.